Hey, this is Trish Stoner, and we're here to talk story with Dave Bateman about his coffee and other issues that he might like to talk about. All right? So we're going to go ahead, and I would like to ask you, first of all, how did you get started with coffee and why?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but since we're talking story here, I'll just share with you from the heart. I was a lawyer, litigation attorney out of Washington State, and I'd been going at it for about 36 years straight. I'm also a retired Air Force judge advocate out of the reserves, active and then reserve. So I've had 36, now 42 years of law practice. And at the 36-year mark, I was flat out just burning out. I mean, I was in court and whatever. One of my corporate clients has properties all over the world, businesses all over the world, and a lot of stuff here, including coffee farms, said, Dave, you need to stop what you're doing, and you need to come over here and see something special. So I said, okay, boss. So I got on an airplane. Trudy and I came over, drove up to our coffee farm, Heavenly Hawaiian, and that's the name that it carried at that time. And I said, wow, I love the name. I love this farm. I think I could really get into this. And so we went up to the houses. The owners at that time poured some coffee, and I said, this is the best coffee I've ever had in my life. And I said, I can sell this. If I can sell a jury, I can sell this.
What I have noticed about you the past few months that I've been here is that you're a big advocate for agriculture. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, as you know, you guys followed my campaign. I ran for State House on the Republican ticket, was defeated. But that's okay. I had a message. I door knocked about 2,000 homes, handed out thousands of pieces of literature, and my campaign was focused on two things. One, increasing job opportunity through agriculture, and number two, getting the energy costs down here. On the ag side of it, my plan, and this was on my my website, which is still up, Bateman 2012.com, if anybody wants to go take a look at what I had planned for jobs and for agriculture. But the idea was this, that we import 85% of our food to these islands. $600 million goes offshore. So we import food, export dollars. We only have about a week to 10 days worth of food supply on these islands. And I said, this is ridiculous. We're a rock in the middle of the ocean, and if there were an oil embargo again and Matson stopped bringing food to these islands, we'd all starve to death. Now, fortunately, on our farm, we have pig, not wanted, but we do have pig, and we're able to grow fruits and vegetables, and we have enough rain we can capture water. But a lot of people in Oahu could not do that. So I got concerned. So I said, let's make this kind of the hallmark of our campaign. And so the idea is this. We should be growing all of our own food. We have the best growing environment in the world. We have over 300,000 acres on this island in my district, HD5, House District 5, on the slopes of Hualai and the slopes of Mauna Loa. We've got the best growing region in the world, 300,000 acres. We only need 10,000 acres, give or take, to grow the fruit, the truck farming, the fruits, the vegetables, the chickens, the cows, and whatever, to replace that food that we import. And these are not my numbers, these are the state's numbers. And to do that, my plan was to generate a lot of low-cost leases, Kamehameha land, state land, county land. Number two, if I were elected, I were in the state house, I would try to set aside about $300 million of money to be lent through the HDOA, the Hawaii Department of Agriculture, at very competitive rates. We sit on an HDOA loan right now for our farm. It's a large loan, and it took forever to get, but it's there, and it's 3%, 30-year fixed. That's beyond awesome. And so my idea is to take that idea and to make it available for these new farms. Okay, number three, we want to bring in water from upcountry, up Mauka. And if not, we bring it in from Hilo. I had actually worked with an engineer. We engineered a 4-foot pipe to bring in 30 million gallons of water a day, and that assumes zero rain for a substantial period of time, and we have been there twice in the last 7 years. So I figured 3,000 gallons per acre, 10,000 acres, 30 million gallons of water to guarantee that our farms will not go under. There's no sense becoming a farmer if the main ingredient, sun and water, are not available. Water is critical. You've got to have it. So 4-foot pipe if we had to, we bring it in from Hilo. We waste 100 million gallons of water into Hilo Bay every day. So we could easily get, if we had to, so that would be a $70 to $80 million venture, but we could get water over here. Okay, and then the final thing is, where do we get our farmers? Our farmers are right here. They're our young people, our Kiki. They graduate from high school and they look around and say, where can I find a job? Well, there aren't jobs available. Where can I get a good education? Well, you can get a good education here too. But what we need, not a whole bunch more of these four-year diploma derelicts. I put myself into that category. Sometimes can't find their way out of a wet paper bag. And how about some two-year degrees where these young people could then become educated in agriculture or agribusiness, something that's very practical. You don't need a four-year degree in philosophy. You need a two-year degree to learn how to farm, to be a mechanic, to work computers, to do whatever. But with a two-year degree in agriculture or agribusiness, they would then qualify, under my plan, for a low-cost lease, low-cost agricultural loan, and we'd set them up on 5, 10, 15, 20
A little bit about
acres.
your farm tour, and when is that? Is there a certain day, certain times of day, holidays, things like that?
Well, at Heavenly Hawaiian Farms, and by the way, we're off Old Poi Factory, off the Mamalahoa. On the GPS, it's Bishop Road, but we're up Keahomalka, just above this hotel, up at about 1,600 feet. But we're off of Old Poi Factory. You'll see a little sign there. We offer tours at 10 and 2. It's basically the course that I taught here, but much shorter. We get into the highlights of what I taught here, which was a very detailed course. But on the farm, we get into the hands-on. We go out and look at the trees. We go down to the mill and take a look, and you get to touch the parchment. You get to see coffee, if we're in the process of wet milling, see it actually go through the mill and come out as wet parchment. So it's more of a hands-on. And then when we're done, we go back to the roasting room. I show the roaster and how we roast coffee, and then up to our lanai, where we cup our coffee. We'll cup pea berry, we'll cup our estate, and then our big award winner, which is the Big Bean. That was the coffee of the year that the HCA Hawaii Coffee Association just awarded us, the best of Kona and the best of the state, the Grand Champion Award for the best of the state of Hawaii. So we get to cup some of that, although I think Trudy said that we're all out of that. That just seemed to fly off our shelves after we got our award in July. But we'll have more in January and February. But we come up, we cup coffee, we talk about tasting coffee and how it compares to coffees from around the world. And then people are given an opportunity to buy coffee at the farm after we finish the cupping.
Well, that's a neat thing to have, especially something that you can go to a farm and actually, because coffee is rare. It's a rare commodity, and certainly now with the coffee borer problems and issues that we are having here in Hawaii and all over the world, but Kona coffee seems to be my favorite. It's kind of partial because I live here, and plus it's really good stuff. Thank you very much. Do you have anything to add to this?
No, just thank you for your interest and Channel 6's interest in coffee. It is an awesome business. We live in paradise, and when you can produce the world's best coffee in paradise, it's an absolute win-win-win. It's just a joy to be involved with the Kona coffee industry, and the people that are involved, they're just so down to earth. And just like you're farming back, in the Midwest, everybody's there to help one another. It's a wonderful ohana. The Kona coffee ohana families are just wonderful. So life doesn't get any better than here in Kailua Kona, up Mauka, in Kona country.
Yeah, the sunsets are just a bonus. All right, thank you.
Thanks for watching Talk Story Hawaii.